Never make promises to Thai girls when you're drunk, because they will religiously keep you to that promise. If you promise them gold for their birthday, when you're drunk, you're buying them gold on their birthday.
Yeah. Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of our interview with John Harvey from South Shields in England. He's been coming to Thailand for 22 years. He's got some great stories. If you haven't seen part 1, then I'll link that right at the end of this video. So without any further ado, let's crack on. So you must have met some real characters while you've been out here over the years?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, going back to the early days, I can remember a guy who used to dress all in gold, would you believe, and he had a gold bicycle, a gold hat, and he used to circle Pattaya. He used to go Soiba Cow down the beach road and just go round and round all day, every day, and I've got no idea to this day why he did that, but he was here for a number of years.
Right.
I never got to speak to this guy, but some of the other guys I met, used to be an Irish guy, a teacher, would you believe. He used to come across here regular, and he was one of the Soy 2 boys in the early days. He never wore any clothes bar a pair of shorts, no flip-flops, no top, no nothing. And you know, for a teacher, it was crazy what he used to do. He used to go, in Thailand, when you buy a drink, you get a bill, a bit of paper, which you put into a bin. And that's the way they calculate how much you've got to pay for your drinks. Well, this Irish guy used to eat the bins, would you believe? He used to eat the paper. And the girls used to go absolutely fucking berserk, as you can imagine, like, you know. And he used to do it in every bar he went in, and they used to go berserk, but he used to keep a note of how many he was doing, and it was a big wind-up all the time.
Right, okay.
But he came here for years. Another very, well, he's not really strange nowadays, but a different character, we'll call him, was Andy Sandy. I don't know if you ever met Andy Sandy, but by day, Andy was just a normal 6'4" bloke from the south of England, right? Big lad, in his 50s. He used to run around dressed normally. On a night time, he became Sandy. There he was with a wig on, lipstick. It was basically a 6'4" bloke with lipstick and a wig and high heels. And he used to talk about his alter ego. You know, during the day, he used to say, "That's Sandy, you know. Sandy was out all night on the piss. You come back with a kebab, and the flats are met, the apartments are mess. It's just grace." And on the flip side, on the night time, when he was Sandy, we'd talk about Andy, you know. That Andy, what a boring bastard he is. He never guns out, he never does anything. And anyway, we used to know this Andy Sandy quite well. We used to drink in Storms Bar, you know, a little aggressive man from Sunderland, who became my friend. Used to have a bar on Soy LK Metro, which later became Billabong Bar.
Yeah.
So quite frequently on a night time, we used to sit there, and Andy, on the night time, he would be Sandy. Sandy used to bowl along there and sit beside me, you know. I can remember one particular day, one of the Thai sellers was going around with his mannequin with a dress on, and he pulled up beside Storm and offered this mannequin with this dress on to Storm, and Storm, being Storm, started shouting and bawling at this Thai guy, and I had to put my hand on Storm and say, "Hey Storm, hang on a minute, look who you're sitting beside." And it was obviously Sandy, all dressed up with you know, in the whole regalia, short skirt and all the rest of it. I haven't seen Andy Sandy for a few years now, but the last time I did see him was on Soy Chayapun. He was near the Triangle Bar, and he was dressed as one of these airline hostesses, full regalia, wig. He had one of them little hats on, little dainty hats on, and he had a little trolley. He was bowling around with this little trolley on his little high heels, walking up Soy Chayapun.
It's a pity he's not still here, because that would have been a great interview with both of them, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely, wouldn't it, yeah.
Andy and Sandy.
Yeah, but he was a real character, but I haven't seen him for a number of years now, but yeah, an absolute character.
So you've decided you're going to probably split your time between coming here in the UK. Is that like a permanent thing you're going to do, or is it
for the next couple
plans to move
for the next year
again,
or two?
Full time?
The next year or two, I mean, my daughter Natalie's still at college. I don't think she's old enough to be left alone just yet. But I'll leave her for a couple of months next year. I'll come for the winter. Probably a year come May, maybe 18 months time, I'll assess the situation, Natalie will be due to go to university, and at that point I'll consider whether to sell up and move here permanently, or whether to do a couple more years in England and do the winters over here. But I'll make that decision a little bit later.
And would you just retire here, or would you
Absolutely.
plan on doing something
No.
with your time?
I think I've done my bit. At 16, I left school at 16, joined the Royal Navy, did 6 years, and then I did 33 years for the police. And I'm doing taxiing between my visits to Thailand now, and I've got my police pension. So
Which is
I've
good
done
because
my
you're
bit.
in control, aren't you, of what you,
Yeah,
when you
I've got
come,
my bit.
basically. You can
Yeah.
make as much as you want, I guess,
It's
work
some-
the hours you want to work,
Yeah.
and then you can come here when you want to come here.
It's something everybody needs to consider if they're thinking about retiring here, because there's things that I didn't consider. If you want to send your kids to decent schools, there's cheap schools, but they'll learn nothing. I learned that from putting Natalie in school here, and it was one of the reasons I went home. Teachers didn't turn up half the time. She wasn't learning anything. She was coming into her teens, and it was just time to go home, to give her a chance. So that's why we went, really. Schools are expensive, as is medical insurance if you've got a family. So it's something you need to consider carefully if you're considering
Yeah,
retiring here.
absolutely.
And I can't stress it enough how important it is to have proper medical insurance here. At any given point you can be knocked over on the roads for certain. It's absolutely crazy out here. Every day there seems to be an accident somewhere.
Yeah.
And you can see all over social media with these GoFundMe pages, you get tourists coming here with inadequate insurance and then expecting you to help pay that.
And how
the
many times
hospital
do you
fees.
see that?
Puh,
Lots,
Every week.
Lots of times.
every week at least.
I've just done my medical insurance actually with a guy, so I'll put his
Yeah.
details up on here because it was a really good policy, and
Yeah.
it's definitely worth.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you can come here without it.
Yeah, it's something I'll have to consider when I move here permanently. I've got holiday insurance at the moment, which covers us for 3 months.
You've got to have it.
But I can't do that all of the time. And you need to read the small print as well.
Yeah,
You know, it's absolutely imperative.
yeah. So, to finish off,
Mm-hmm.
have you got any tips, any advice to people who are maybe planning to? I suppose people who are planning to come here on holiday.
Yeah.
And then the people who are planning to come here and retire.
Right. People coming on holiday. Try and work out a budget that you think you would need for your holiday period. Say you're coming here for 2 weeks or a month or whatever. How much am I going to spend a day? Work that budget out and then double it.
Yeah.
Because the rest of that
Yeah.
budget belongs to the girls, believe
Yeah.
me, or boys if that's the way you're inclined. You'll spend more than you thought you were going to spend here, but you'll have the time of your life. And like 90% of people, when you go back home, you'll book up again
Makes
at
sense,
the
come
earliest
back.
opportunity, because once Pattaya gets a hold of you, that's you, I'm afraid. Not just Pattaya, but all of Thailand, and I've travelled extensively throughout Thailand. It's a beautiful country. Once you've done Pattaya and the bars and what have you, get out there and enjoy it, because
Yeah.
there's some fabulous places
Beautiful
to visit.
places, isn't it?
Yeah, both up the north with the mountains and
Yeah.
the south with the islands and the beaches. It's a really fabulous place, and it's still very, very affordable, even though the pound rate is nowhere near what it was when I first came here. But if you compare it to the likes of, I don't know, Greece, Spain or whatever, you still get good value.
Yeah. Oh,
Good
God,
value for your money.
Absolutely.
Be careful on the roads. Ever since I've been coming here, the Thais have had zebra crossings, which is a strange thing, because none of the Thai drivers, or Falangs for that matter, stop at zebra crossings.
No.
So you might think you're safe trying to cross a zebra crossing, but you're not. I mean, tourists have gotten the hang of this over the years. So what the Thais have done now is they've put some lights there. You know, so you think it's safe when the little man goes on green to cross and the light on the road goes on red. You think, oh well, it's safe, but it's just the same as before.
Yeah.
They don't stop.
Yeah. I was in Bangkok last week,
Yeah.
and the green man came on
Yeah.
just outside Nana.
Yeah.
Everybody started to cross, but
Yeah.
the cars didn't want to stop.
Absolutely, they don't stop. And if you're looking one way, don't do that either, because you get taken out by a motorbike coming the other way.
That's right.
Yeah. In fact, you can get taken out by a motorbike on the path, on an escalator, anywhere, because they go everywhere in Thailand. There's motorbikes.
You've just got to be aware, haven't you?
Yeah.
You know, have eyes in the back of your head and just be aware of
Yeah.
your surroundings constantly.
Yeah. And
Makes it sound bad, but it's not.
Absolutely. You know. Other little bits of advice. Don't ever get an argument with a Thai man, even if you're twice his
100%.
size. Just
100%.
back down, apologise, and away you go. Because even if you can beat him, you come back with 10 of his mates, and if 10 of his mates is not enough, you come back with a knife or a gun. So don't get involved. Keep away from the Thai men. Never make promises to Thai girls, even when you're drunk, because they will religiously keep you to that promise. If you promise them gold for their birthday, when you're drunk, you're buying them gold on their birthday.
Yeah.
Try not to fall in love with the first girl you meet in the first bar.
First time here, that's very
yeah,
difficult.
It's very difficult, yes, I know. But try and be patient. There's thousands of girls out here. There's good girls and bad girls. There's some with Thai boyfriends. There's some of them looking to have a relationship with a foreigner, perhaps marry them and move away. It's something that needs time.
One thing I'll say as well, because they get a lot of bad press sometimes. There is a lot of good girls here. There's a lot of bad girls here, the same as there is anywhere. But there is a lot of good girls here as well.
There's a lot of very, very good girls here. And I mean, it's like a big dating site. You know, people talk about prostitution, and you've seen stuff in the papers about women who come across here and interview the girls, and it's all along the lines of the girls being persecuted, but largely in my experience, that's not the case. A lot of them are looking for a better life, and they're looking for a family life, and they're looking to marry a foreigner after a bad relationship with a Thai man. I know that's not across the board, but treat it as a big dating site. There's good girls and bad girls, as you would find in any Western country. I think we've covered the points for people who are looking to retire here, about medical insurance, school fees and all the rest of it. You can live here very, very cheaply if you want to. You can still go out and get a beer for a little more than £1 at certain bars if you want. That's up to you. You can eat very, very cheaply. You can go and get a bowl of noodles even for 50 baht, even cheaper in some places. So you can eat for £1 a meal if you want. You can go to English type bars and get your breakfast for, I don't know, £3 roughly in a lot of places, and your main meal for maybe £4. So there's a lot of cheap places out here.
Yeah, there's expensive restaurants and as well.
There is.
So
you can do it both ways. You can live here cheaply or expensively. So I can't put a figure on how much you need to retire here, and I've seen lots of articles about this. It depends on the individual, his circumstances as well. Has he got children? Has he got a wife? If he's alone, you know, does he like to eat expensively or cheaply? But you can do it very, very cheaply here.
Exactly.
But for me personally, I find my monthly bills out here were run at roughly 4,000 baht, which is £100 a month, and that was for me electric, because I like the aircon to be on all the time. There isn't any gas bill, there isn't any real water bill. It's only a couple of quid, and I pay a maintenance fee of approximately £80 every 6 months for the estate I live on, for security and for a nice swimming pool. So you can do it very, very cheaply if you're careful.
Just got to do the maths in your head, and you
Absolutely.
can work it out how much cheaper it is being here. And I've done videos on that, and it's a lot cheaper living here than it is living in England for sure.
Absolutely. I used to think it was about a third of the cost of England. I wouldn't go that far now, because if you go to the supermarket, it's probably more expensive than the supermarket here.
Yeah.
And there's certain items like shaving foam, even that's double the price of the UK.
Especially if you want stuff that's imported, your English brands.
Yeah.
Then they are
Yeah.
a lot more expensive.
I would say it's at least a third cheaper overall, whereas perhaps it used to be maybe a half.
Yeah, I'd agree. Well, thanks for coming.
That's it. Yeah, we're off.
It's been a great interview.
We're off for a game of pool now, and I'm going to whoop Macamine.
He thinks he is.
But
I'll let you know. Actually, I'll let you know the end of this interview how he got on, or how many he got beat by. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, buddy.